I'm Elise Naber Allen, and I am the flute professor at Georgia College and State University, and I'm also one of the band directors at Oak Hill Middle School in Milledgeville, Georgia. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the GMEA 2024-2025 Middle School Technical Etudes for Flute. This is another Baroque etude for us. It is from the Sonata in F major, the first movement by Telemann. And one of the things that I really think about when I'm playing or teaching this piece is the style. And one of the most important things about making the style happen is keeping the staccatos light and separated. Even though sometimes we think about staccato as just meaning short, it's important that we focus more on the separation and keeping it really light. One of the best ways to achieve this is to keep plenty of air behind your notes and just make sure that it doesn't get too weighed down or heavy. The next thing that will really help you to stand out while you're playing this piece is to emphasize the notes that are in the scale when they come up in the music. I think about this happening most in measures 10, 11, and 12. You want to just lean on the first note of each grouping to help define for the listener what the most important note in that grouping is, to help it make a melodic shape. So that passage sounds like this. And you can practice this by just playing just the first note of each grouping and really listening to what that sounds like. Everything else around those notes is really just extra. It's just decoration. Then you're going to add all the other notes back in, really focusing on bringing out those notes that we just highlighted. Now that's a little over-exaggerated, but then once you get it up to tempo and that part continues to be there, it also helps you find exactly where the beat is and keeps you really grounded while you're playing these longer, faster runs. It's important that we highlight the crescendo poco a poco that starts in measure 11. It's really a long crescendo. You're going to get louder just little by little, starting on beat 2 of measure 11, and it's going to go all the way until we get to that forte on the downbeat of measure 14. So you just want to make each note just gradually a little bit louder, and that'll help to bring that out for your listener and help you to really capture what Telemann was asking for. Now, the ever-present flute question, where am I going to breathe? So you need to, first really great place to take a breath is at that quarter rest in measure 4. You can take a really nice big breath. We've got a quarter rest. Whew, we can take in a lot of air in that period of time. So you will just decrescendoed, fill up so you can conquer the next section with confidence. The next place I would suggest breathing is in between the C and D on beat 4 of measure 6. And then I really encourage you to try to make it from there all the way to the 8th rest at the end of measure 9. If you're unable to make that happen, you can sneak a breath in the repeated G's in measure 8. But if you're able to fully make that phrase, that is fantastic. Taking in lots of air on that 8th rest at the end of measure 9 will help you to have the air to support not only that high E natural, but that forte dynamic that we have in measure 10. From there, do your best to try to make it all the way until after the 8th note C on beat 3 in measure 12. So you can just sneak a little breath in there. that'll help you make it all the way to the end with the sound that you need. It's important that you start this off very confidently. Yes, we do have a couple of forte dynamics in here. So mezzo forte is not our loudest dynamic. And this is really a little bit more on the loud side. Our softest dynamic is just a mezzo piano. However, we want to make sure that we're showing off a very wide dynamic range. So you can get a little bit softer than mezzo piano there, and just bring your stuff a little more on the louder side. But knowing that we have those forte dynamics later in the etude, we want to make sure we don't start off at our loudest volume when we have the mezzo forte at the beginning. But you should be confident when you start. You may not feel confident when you're auditioning, but you want to make sure that you're sounding confident. So if you practice that, it will help it to come across to your audience. And it's really important that you just use a good sound throughout. Don't get softer than you can get with a good sound. Don't crescendo louder than you can get with a good sound. It's really important that we're always playing with our very best sound, and on the flute, a lot of that comes through air support. I wish you all the best of luck with this. I wish you the best of luck in your audition season. If you have any questions about anything in the video or anything in any of the etudes, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to chat with you about it. If you would like a lesson, I would also love to help you out with that before your auditions. Best of luck and happy practicing!